Hi there. Welcome to another of my Own Your Expertise interviews. I'm Emily Crookston, owner and decider of all things at the Pocket PhD. I'm the ghostwriter for Rebels, Renegades, and Mavericks. And I love helping experts get their big ideas out of their heads and into their hands of their fans. Today I'm sitting down with Joshua Joseph. It's hard to say your name. Joshua is the founder of the Dream Team Project, which is a mentorship program for leaders and entrepreneurs with the goal of improving communities, which I love. Joshua, thank you for sitting down with me. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about who you work with and what you do?
Not a problem. I like to just kind of start from where I came from. Immigrant. So grew up in the islands in the Caribbean. Grew up in Brooklyn, New York. That's when we moved to the United States. Saw
Okay.
the World Trade Center fall and everything. Before
Wow.
that happened, I signed up to go into the Marine Corps and served our country proudly for 5 years, 3 tour duties. So that was fun and interesting. And the Dream Team project, that all just kind of came about with um, always wanting a mentor in my life, always wanting someone to show me those next steps that I never knew that I needed because I was always around, a certain type of people. So with my mentor, coming alongside me, he was a type of Mr. Miyagi, uh,
Sure.
teaching from
Wax
life.
on, wax
Right.
off.
Yeah. And not really like you don't realize that you're learning, but
Yeah, yeah.
one particular instance he where he taught me something was he said, "Hey, meet me out at this pond, and we're gonna go for a jog." We went for a jog. I ran faster than he did, but the goal was for us to finish. He did five laps. I did 5 laps. I finished more tired than he did, and at the end of it, he said, "So how you feeling?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm beat." But then his thing is, "But did you accomplish your goal?" I was like, "Yes." He was like,
Mhm,
"Did I accomplish the goal?" I said, "Yes." And he was like, "So that's what it's about. It's about finishing. It's not most of the time
mhm,
about how fast you finish or how slow,
mm,
but work at your pace and make sure
mhm,
you finish." And I've always worked at that. And that being a Marine, my thing is never quit.
mhm,
Um, so the Dream Team project, like that embodies that right there. That's the spirit behind the entrepreneurs that partner with us. The Dream Team project, the entrepreneurs and the people that partner with us, these are people who have day jobs, but they want something more. They also want to mentor and coach. They also see that in their community that there are people that may lack knowledge. So we put on different events to
mhm.
help people to see that there are people who are just where they are and are moving forward. So it's not necessarily about, hey, I've already made it. I'm, a multi-millionaire or whatever, though we have people like that, because you always have to learn from people who are farther down the road than you are.
Yeah.
But it's really a group of people who have chosen to move their life forward and are choosing to create an atmosphere of positivity, an atmosphere of encouragement to just kind of help people do the things that most people think are boring, like reading books.
Right.
But we love it. We love it. We love it. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Cool. Oh gosh, that's amazing. I loved hearing that whole story. I mean, you basically described your path to becoming an expert just in your little intro there. So that's great.
Yep.
What
Yep.
would you say has helped you, learn to translate your expertise for others? What has helped you along this road in building the Dream Project?
Oh, life and mentorship, like
Mhm,
honestly.
mhm, mhm.
Um, Life, because there's so many times in life I feel like we don't realize that the failures that come are more for us to overcome. They're not coming just to beat us up and just keep us down. Um,
Yeah,
and there
I
are
love
some failures that were easy to get over, but it's the hard ones that you really need someone to help give you perspective and just do that partnership. It helped me move forward and helped me have the mindset to know what we can do. When is the right time to launch the Dream Team
that.
project and such?
Yeah. I think that's a huge part of expertise. I mean,
Mhm.
that right there is, and being able to pick yourself up after failure is a huge piece of being an expert. You're never going to meet an expert who hasn't had those challenges, hasn't faced those failures and
Right.
figured out ways around them. And I think what you're saying about the mentorship is really big because there are moments where you can be as resilient as possible. You could be the most resilient person, but there's still going to be moments where you're not sure if you can keep going, and you need those people that you can call and and say,
Right,
give me some perspective here because I'm
right.
feeling pretty miserable, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And
like that.
expertise too is, I don't think people realize that they are somewhat of an expert in their life with something
Yeah,
already,
yeah.
because we're always looking outside of ourselves for other people's expertise, but you don't really realize that, hey, if guess what, if you've been playing instruments ever since you were 5 and now you're 24, you're an expert.
Right.
But people, we don't look at that. They go,
Yeah.
"Oh man, I need to be like, this musician or that musician." Like, dude, you're an expert.
Yeah, right. That's such a great point. We have this tunnel vision, right? Everything seems
Mhm.
brand new. Every time we try to start a business or every time we try to launch a new product even or a new service, right? It feels brand new and there's this like moment of I can't do this. I've never done it before. But if we
Right.
just go back to those experiences that like you're saying, like you are an expert in some part of your life, right? And I
Yeah.
really like that too because I like to talk about expertise as really more of a process. You know,
Yeah.
you're becoming the expert that you are. I'm still becoming the expert ghostwriter that I am, and I
Right.
figured a lot of things out, but there's more. And if you think of it more as evolution, rather than okay, I'm gonna run those 5 laps like you talked about. I'm gonna run
Right.
those
Right.
5 laps and then I'm done. There I am sitting on top of the mountain, right? I just don't
Yep.
think a lot of things in life work that way.
Right. Yeah.
You
So you have to identify what that thing is, and then you have to build it.
yes,
Build with
yes.
what you can know, and then you bring other people alongside so you can gain perspective and you grow and you grow. Like, yeah, I love what you said with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you can pass it over to others, right? Then you can
Right.
pass it on what you've learned to other people and give back, pay it forward, however you want to say it. Yeah. If you could go back in time and mentor your 20-year-old past self, what advice would you give him?
I think I would tell myself to trust sooner, because I think what held me back was trying to figure out how to navigate relationships so that I can build myself. Because I was fresh coming from the Marine Corps, where we were kind of
Mhm.
programmed to do as you're told.
Yeah.
Um, and if someone is trying to coach you or help you or whatever, um, just do what they're telling you to do. So there's no thinking,
Yeah.
right? And
Right.
I
They
think when
program
it
that
comes,
out of you in a way,
right,
right? Yeah.
and I think there is a part to developing your expertise where you have to learn how to think. You
Mhm.
have to learn how. There's a book called "Think and Grow Rich" by Napoleon Hill. I heard a gentleman say, if you just spend enough time just reading the cover, it'll help you move forward.
Oh, nice. Yes, yes.
Trusting to learn how to navigate relationships, but
Mhm.
then learning how to think. So those two things.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I would say too, like a great example for us was in creating the image of the Dream Team project. I put a vision out there for our team and I casted the vision,
Yeah.
and all these different ideas came up that were different from mine. And I'm like,
Right.
but it was funny, like the woman who did our the website and all that stuff, like she told us what she was going to do, and I was like, I don't know, man, I think, I'm thinking more details, and she was
Yeah.
like, no, you kind of want to go simple. And then after she did it, I was like, that's great, that's better than what I was thinking. Which is,
Yeah.
it's so much better sometimes to just see other people's ideas and let them run with it, so.
Yeah, it can
But
be great if you can let go. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Joshua, for sitting down with me. Tell us how
not a
we can
problem.
learn more about you.
So I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a book out there, The Kingdom Mindset, which I have with me right here. You can find that on lulu.com. Oh, also Instagram. The Dream Team Project is also on Instagram. So the dreamteamproject.com, you can go there, and events are posted of all the different events we do. We've got book clubs. So yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
appreciate you so much, man. This is
Oh, thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.